Good evening. It is the 29th of January 2026 at 8:10 in the evening. Something I've done forever, and I'm not very good at it, but I'll try it anyway, is Backgammon. Now, this is a website I used to go to. It's meow, that's Cat, by the way, that's Colin. 247backgammon.org. It used to be pretty good. No ads or anything like that, but you've got ads now, but that's everything nowadays. Let's play an opponent, see if anyone's playing. There we go. Now we've got somebody. Right, let's have a look here. Ah, 6. They go again. They're going to win. My first move, okay, 3 and 2. Oh, bollocks. Now which way am I going? I'm going to the right. So 3 and a 2. Let's go ahead and move these. Now I do remember that it does have like the dummy things I can't get rid of, because I still count. I remember I used to play somebody who was really good and they didn't have to count. Okay, 4 and 6. Oh. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, hang on. No, back. How do I go back? Where's me back? I want to go back. How do I go back? Where's the going back thing? Oh, man. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'll do that then. I didn't want to do that. Where's the going back thing? There used to be a going back thing. If you made a mistake, you can go back. Oh, looks like they got rid of it. Is it my go? Nope. Ah. Give me something in a 2, 5 and a 6. Okay, so I'm gonna do something stupid. Okay, Colin. When a pet me sat down all comfortable, as soon as a pet me stands up, and makes me feel uncomfortable because as if by me petting him, I'm unrelaxing him. I don't know if that's just cats. I don't think, and maybe it's getting, he's enjoying the petting so much it's like, ooh, he gets up into it or something. 5 and a 6. Well, I can do this, which is me 6, which will block that off. And then I can do this for me 5. And then they're covered. Because one thing about me is I used to get into jumping on people. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Okay. Bollocks, there's nothing I can do here. I can do this. I can do 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'll do this as 1. Meow, meow, meow. Okay. Yeah, there's no going back thing, which is bizarre. Okay. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6. A 6. 1, 2, 3. There we go. And then 3. Yeah, I used to get really heavily into jumping on pieces and sending them back home again. Then what would happen is you kind of end up with about 15 different okay, what we're doing here. Nope. We do that. Do that. And then we do 2 of these. So jump on them, right? And that end up with a bunch of pieces all caught. And then what I do is they'd end up coming in and then sending me home, so they'd end up winning. I could never figure out. Give me a 1 and a 6. Okay, so a 3 and a 5. Merde. I'll do a 3. And then I'll move this in 5. Four and a 2. Okay. Oh, okay. Say so. Okay. And again, I haven't played this game forever. There you go. He's gonna win. But that's the whole thing. Just because he's 1, 2, 3, 4. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6, 1, 2. I can do anything with that, so I just put this next. What's up, meow? You clawing me? What's that about? So I'm stroking him into his chin now. He's loving this. Colin. And it's really bizarre the way he got his name, because what happened is I used to have a grey cat and Colin's ginger, and I used to have a cat flap in my window so she could come and go as she pleases. Bollocks. And so I'm going to do that and then move something on. And one night I had this mewing, and it was like it's like 3 o'clock in the bloody morning, you know what I mean? And so I looked down and it wasn't a grey cat, it was a ginger one. I was thinking, what the hell's going on here? So I thought, well, he just got into, I need one, I'm not going to be able to get this person, I mean, he's blocking me perfectly. Something like 6 and a 2. There we go. And he's going to roll a 1. Oh, have I got to still do it? Is that it? I thought I did. That's me. Done. Hang on. And 2. Oh, bollocks. What happened? Oh, there you go. He just a roll. Ow. Get off. So he's got this thing where he puts his paw in my hand, and so I give him a paw massage, which is bizarre. So I'm massaging his paw now, and he's purring like a little steam engine. Right, come on then. That's a 2 and 1. That's you, isn't it? Yeah. So what's happened then? Oh, you've only got 33 seconds left. You better hurry up. There we go. Okay. And then, what are we doing here? 4 and 1. Let's do this. Just get this out of the way. So that's him. There we go. Or her, or whatever. Okay, 6 and a 1. There's a 6. Now move your 1. There you go. Now he's crawling all over me. 6 and a 5. Just move that all the way up here. Okay, really? And then jump on me for 2. There we go. And then I won't be able to get in. I'm going to get 1, 5 and 6. I've got 1 and a 2. In on the 2, move the 1. So Colin, that was it, wasn't it? So anyway, I kept putting him out. Because I just thought he was, using the cat flap. And, but he kept coming back in. I was thinking, oh, what the hell's going on here? Now, my grey cat was a she and Colin's a he. And there's one day I was sat on my step. It was a beautiful day. It felt like a Sunday, you know what I'm saying? It's very, very kind of, I think the photographers call it the golden hour. That's cheeky, isn't it? Okay, there you go. Oh, you're kidding me, right? Well, I want to. Okay, let me jump on you. Just let me jump on you. 4 and a 1. Bollocks on your melon. There's me 4. And there's me 1. So, sat on my step, drinking a cup of tea, enjoying the world. It was beautiful. And then who's walking down the street? Is my grey cat and Colin. And it was like something out of a Disney movie. Tails are entwined. And I realised, my grey cat, she's got a boyfriend. That's why he kept coming in. And it suddenly clicked. So now I realise, now I've got a cat. Or 2 cats, rather. So I said to her, what's your name then? Because I do believe that, especially pets, they understand humans. Because the thing is, you know, from like kittens and puppies, they're brought up in a human environment. So of course you understand words. And of course there's tone. So if you yell at somebody, you're a wonderful dog, I love you to death. It'll hear the tone, just like a child would. If you yell at a child that you love it, I mean, you know, you're the best child I ever had. And if you yell at it, the child is going to be terrified. 3 and a 2. And so anyway, so I said, we're in the kitchen. There's my grey cat and Colin there. And so what I'm going to call you then? Ginger, no reaction. Tom, no reaction. Ow, no reaction. Cat, no reaction. Colin, and then he looked at me. I'm not kidding. He looked at me with like, expression on his face. Your name's Colin. You kidding me? And then he came and started rubbing his face, and we're like, so there you go. That's why his name's Colin. Yeah. So what else we have? 6 and 2. I've still got hope because I have tokens on all the pins. I think that's what we call them anyway. And he's most of his are up on high numbers, so anything like 4 and 2 is, you know, he's going to be moving, taking off 1 piece as opposed to 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, 1, 2, 1, 2. Oh, and then 1, 2. There we go. I think I might win. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6, 7. So numerically, I'm good as far as the amount of pieces that I've got, but also the positions they're in. So if I get a 2 doubles or a double and a single, I'm out. I just need everything 3 and above. What? They want to double the score. Okay, yeah, go for it. You think you're gonna really? Why do you want to double the score? You sure you want to quit? Unless you say so. I think they must be what they call it, a martyr or something. So 5 and a 1. There's no way you can win, even if you get double 6. There you go. And then if I get a double, I'm done. 4 and a 5, and then I'm on the last. There we go. I've won. Unless it's around a 3 and you don't want to play anymore. There you go. Boom. And I win. That was crazy that they don't. New game, play again, viewboard. Huh? New game. Play online. Play anyone. Ooh. Oh, that's an advert. So they are doing adverts now. I don't know how to get out of this because I think that's gonna. Oh, there you go. Close ads down here. Doo-doo. Okay, there we go. What else? Oh yeah, mini Altoids. There's Altoid mini things. Where's my dice or anything? Come on then, you got another dice. There we go. And then I'm gonna get 6. No, 3 and a 1. Okay, there we go. What am I doing? 3. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. Douche. 3 and a 1. And I actually did. Because... Double, okay, if you want. Wow, that's crazy. Because this is how it went. I used to love Altoids. To change the recipe so they're more sugary and less minty now, so I don't really have them take them anymore. But I always used to have Altoids on me, and I always, you know, would give them 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 1. I'm going to do something stupid, and they're going to get a 5. Nope, I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to do this. Nope, I'm going to do that. And then hopefully you don't get a 4 or a 3. Yep. Okay, now hang on. 1, 2, 3. And then move that 3. Yeah. Okay, 6 and a 5. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'll do it then. No. Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm good. This is where I'm stupid now. Because they're going to get a 2. And they didn't. But they'll probably come in the 1 and move the 4, which means it's still going to be a threat. So where was I? Oh, Altoid Minis, yeah. So it was really crazy because I remember this one time I was working in a restaurant and there's this lady and she was like, and I always had, you know, more than one kind of Altoids on me. And she said, oh, what are those? I said, they're Altoids. She said, oh, wow, can I have one? I said, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4. So 5 and a 6. 1, 2, 3. Okay. 5 and a 6. What's that do? That's a 6 and a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that'll work, right? Hang on. What happened? Oh, I've got to bring that in, don't I? Right, 5. Bollocks, and then a 6. So I said, okay, so I gave her a can of my Altoids. Said, you can keep them. She said, thank you. And she put them in a purse, a really dinky purse. And I thought, you know, that's wrong. Because the Altoids, they're embossed tins, the big, the chunky. They're like grandfather's garage. They have that kind of feel about it, you know what I mean? And I thought what we need is or what's needed is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's not going to work. 6 and a 1. That's going to move that to there. So if I move this here. And so I thought, what about Galtoids? Like a dainty little tin, the same recipe but just smaller. And so ladies can keep them in the purse and enjoy Altoids without this huge chunky thing taking up so much room. So then what I did, this is before I realised call centres usually are not affiliated with the business. They're like contracted. And so I actually called them up. There was like one of those help numbers on the back of the tin, so I called it up and talked to somebody. And I was like, oh, I got this idea. And they were like, okay. Okay, 1, 2, 1. I'm going to do it anyway. Yeah, no, I can't. It won't do it. Okay, 1, 2, 1. I'll do that then. So calls them up. I'm talking. I've got this fantastic idea. I mean, I want to talk to somebody, you know, in power, somebody who can actually do something about it. Oh, well, you can't do something about it. You need yourself a design patent. And I was thinking, that's weird. And it's like, okay, and you didn't really explain what it was. And then eventually I just let it all out. It's like, you know, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, you need something like Galtoids, which is a smaller can or tin, whatever like that, a smaller mint, something for, you know, designed for the ladies, because we think about it, we've got a whole niche that's not being catered to. And, yep. So, no word of a lie. Time passed, like something in the region of weeks or months. I'm watching the TV as you do, and there's this, I remember the advert, there's this woman in an elevator, she's going to an interview or something, and she's there and she checks her breath, and she's like, ooh, whatever, and then she goes like, and then she reaches into her bag and pulls out a small tin of Altoid Minis. And I did the old DiCaprio thing, pointing at the screen. That's my idea. And yeah. So yeah, that's another thing I did. But I'm glad, you know, I'm glad it was, you know, a thing. And it's one of those things that I can't, you know, I'm gonna do it anyway. That's stupid, isn't it? I'll do 6 and 4. I'll do it like that. You know, because I've got all these ideas, but I don't make anything of it because I don't know where to go. I knew you did. Oh, you can't do it then. You know, because I've got, like, I had an idea for a battery because I learned about capacitors. Capacitors are interesting and weird. I came across the capacitors first when I was doing photography because the flashes, they have capacitors and when you capacitors in them, and so when you okay, we do that and then 5. Can we move that 5? Yes, we can. When you switch the flash on, you hear that noise. That's the capacitor charging, and a capacitor is very much like a battery. But where a battery takes a long time to charge and then a long time to dissipate, a capacitor takes a very short amount of time to charge and a very, very short amount of time to dissipate. So charge and then whoosh, that's why they're good for flashes, right? Now, when I was a kid, I had a musical box. And I've always liked taking things apart. 1, 2, 3, 4, that's not gonna work. And so I took this thing apart and had a look at it, and it was very interesting because you have this flywheel. You have this spring, right? And if you remove the flywheel, what happens is the spring goes brrr, and it dissipates very, very quickly, right? But the flywheel, what that does is it stops it slows the release of the spring. So my thought was, well, why can't you do that with batteries? Because one of the biggest things with batteries is the charging time. Because if, like, on a car, if you're trying to charge a battery, you're looking at you know, hours and you know, half an hour at least. And so my thought was, if you have how's about this? You've got a capacitor. Okay, we do that. That's 1, and then I can do 3 to get it out of the way. You've got a capacitor, right? And they should get high numbers. Nope. Yes, you do. Okay, there we go. And then I move this in 5 and a 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's 1, and then 2. There we go. So, my thought was, is there a way of, this is going to be about, they're going to about 3 or 4 moves till they come in. Is there a way to do a similar thing as a music box, but with a capacitor? So it would be something like, you plug your charger in, it boosts the capacitor very, very quickly, and then you go off on your way, and then what happens is something holds back the current. Okay, 1, 2. Okay, hang on. 1, 2, 3. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 1. That's not gonna work. Just move that up there. So something that slows down the current, or whatever it's called, the release of the capacitor into the battery while you're driving. Right? And then I learned there's this thing called a resistor, and that's basically what it does. It's like reins on a horse, for want of a better thing, or a dam, as it were. And it controls 1, 2, 3, 4. Am I gonna do this? Yeah. No, yeah, I can't. I've done it anyway. I can't do anything. So hopefully you don't get a 6. Don't get a 6. Yeah. Now I've got to get a 1 or a 2. Or hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. Bollocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Ah, there we go. 6 to here, and then 4 to there. If you get a 6, I'm still screwed. You got a 6. You got a 6. There we go. Bollocks. Meh. You have to come on. You got no choice. There we go. And then a 2. Yeah, so that was my thing. And then I was watching CES, I think it is. The so in the 1, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'll move this to 3. And there's this company in I've forgotten, somewhere in Europe, Holland or Germany or something. It's some Germanic country, I think it is. And they've come up with this thing called the battery. 2, 1. Okay, I can do that. I can do 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's a shame. And then 5. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm going to do 6. So you got 2 out and you need 6s on both. Right, I need a 1 and a 5 or a 6. 2 and a 5. 1. Hang on, I'll do this then because I want to be at my options so I don't land on the 6. Oh yeah, so they have this battery, and as far as I may be wrong, but as far as I can make out, it's exactly what I'm talking about. It's a capacitor, but it's a soft capacitor. It's malleable, so they're using different electrolytes, I think they call it, or something. I know. I'm very limited to know what I know about electric. 1, 2, 3, 5. That's not going to work. Okay, 1. Okay, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll move this out. That's stupid, but whatever. Or else I can do this, and then move this to there, and then I've got it in. So. Yeah, and it's the same thing. It's basically a capacitor, and then there you go. So what I can make out, that has a resistor in it. And that's the whole thing. I've got all these wonderful ideas, and I don't know how to take them to the next level. As an example, another one. When I first started working in restaurants, somebody told me to change the syrup box. I had no idea what they're talking about, but if you've never worked in a restaurant, you know when you get a glass of pop, like a glass of soda or Coke, or whatever you want to call it, that isn't just magically appearing out of a tap. And what it does is it works with soda water, so you've got like a tube with buttons on it, and it just pumps out soda water, but... Is this me? Or is that them? That's their numbers going down, so that's them. So, when you push the button, it injects syrup, very, very concentrated syrup, into the soda water. There we go. Give me a 2. No. And this is where I'm going to do about 20 rolls where I can't get in. Okay, 1, 2, there you go. I just 1, I'm done now. And so something where I come from, the pop thing isn't as intense. Over here, it's very sugary, it's very syrupy. And I think one reason is where I come from, for some strange reason, they usually serve drinks at a room temperature, which is weird. Whereas over here, they serve everything on ice, so it's cold. So one thing I'm thinking is, okay, so maybe what it is because everything's on ice and ice melts, what they're thinking is we're going to make it a bit more syrupy, but because the ice is melting, it's going to water down the beverage. And so maybe that's that. But my thought was, oh, we've got another one to move. I wish I'd have known. There's no back button. There used to be a back button on this. Where was I? So my thought was, okay, how's about this? Seeing as now I realise that this pop stuff is a syrup. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I can't get out. What happens if you make little personal sachets of syrup? So people can go into a restaurant and say, you know, your Coke's too syrupy. Give me you know, some soda water, and I'll have my own syrup. And so that was an idea that I had. And I also had an idea for flavoured water. It was called H2O Plus, and it was water with just a sprinkling of flavour. They didn't have that back then there. And it was, what do they call it now? Again, because the only stuff you had was either soda water, which sometimes is just naff, either that or massively syrupy, sodary stuff. And so it's a case of, what do they call it now? I'm thinking, okay, what about soda water with just the essence of flavour? So it gives them a nice, you know, it's a nice, oh, this is nice, this is interesting. As opposed to, my goodness, that's syrupy. And, yeah, nowhere to, no idea how to take it any further. And then you got this thing called Mio. Give me a 5, please. Nope, give me a 1 then. Give me a 1, give me a 1. Oh, there we go. Boom. Shaka bloody lacquer. And then move you out. There we go. Give them low numbers. Yay. Give me 5 and a 6, a double 6, 5 and a 5. That's what I'm looking for. Hang on. I'll do this one first. Zoink. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And then this goes 4. Give him a low numbers. Low numbers, low numbers, lows. 1 to 4, 1 to 4. Yeah, baby. Alright, give me something that will get me onto a pip. Okay, 6. Meow, 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 meow. Right. Low number one more time. Low number one more time. Just one more. 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to 4, 1 to 4. One more time. Okay, you're out. Now the race is on. They've already got 3 out, but they've got to take that guy across the thingy. So give me high numbers. Give me a 3. That's a good. Give me a 4. Now again, he's got a lot of stuff. He's got nothing on 1. He's got everything up here, and I've got lower numbers, so I'm more likely to win. 5 and 6, he's still not in. There's his 5, there's his 6. But it's going to be in the next one. And I'm not moaning or complaining or anything. It's just, sometimes it's frustrating. Because it's like, oh, I've got this great idea, but, you know, I don't know what to do with it. And when you see it, it seems so easy, but where the hell do I go? Who do I talk to? I don't know. And then I'm going to put this on YouTube, but nobody sees my videos. And again, I'm not moaning and complaining. I'm just stating what it is. It's kind of, nowadays, it's kind of fruitless. Because if I had a community, so and I'm, you know, 1,000 people or something, which nowadays is very easy to get or something. And then I'll have less comments because of, oh, what you need to do is da 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 da. So thank you so much. But at the moment, nobody watches my videos. And again, I'm not doing stripping a car down. I'm not doing fixing electronics. I'm not doing camping in the middle of a field with a plastic bag. I'm not doing renovating a house or anything like that. Or doing video reviews or anything. I'm just playing really simple, stupid games, passing the time, and you know, practicing my editing software. I found a really nice piece of music. I think I'm going to use it from now on. but it's somebody else's, and although I like it, you know, because it gives them exposure, because I do put in the comments and the outro titles, I do mention them. I've still got FL Studio, and I do like, you know, I'm still learning it and stuff. There you go. I win. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I want one more and I win. There we go. Good game. There we go. Right, that's it. Yeah, I hope somebody watches this. I hope you have fun with this. Again, if you've got any idea, as I say, I'm new to this kind of stuff. I don't have a YouTube channel for the longest of times, but when I first had it, it was all set up and I had a couple of hundred followers. And I actually did games like I did Far Cry and GTA and other stuff like that. But something happened, that all crashed and I lost all my footage, and so I basically lost my channel. So I made this one, and I just lost my gusto. So I thought, meh. So I've been watching a lot of other people's stuff, and now I'm thinking like, yeah, why not? You know, have a go do it myself, and it helps me practice the software. Because I've got OBS Studio, this guy here, which is really cool. You've probably seen this already, but something I've learned is this is your pre-audio. See where it's like red, so sometimes yellow, and then if I talk really, really quietly, if I do this, I'm turning my head now, it's not going green, but it should be kind of green and sometimes yellow, and that's your pre-audio. Because if you have your pre-audio cranked up too much, you get peaks that don't peak as in, you know, blow your speakers out, but you can hear it's kind of a little bit uncomfortable in the back end. And then up here is your post audio, as it were, if you want for thingies, and that should be doing what it's doing now, which is in the yellow, in the yellow, and sometimes really not very often in the red. And so something I learned is filters. You can do add, and then add all these filters. You've got all these filters you can add like that. And so gain is what controls the... Let's see if this will move. Let me see if we can grab it and move it. It won't move. It will. There we go. So the gain alters this little dinky here thing. The compressor, from what I understand, it's really your threshold and your output gain. And that controls peaking. So, for instance, I can whisper really, really quiet. I haven't moved closer to the microphone, but because I've put I think its output gain I've increased. When I whisper, it still goes in the yellow. It still goes in the yellow. You see, it's basically the same thing. And then I can shout like this. I'm not going to shout too loudly because it's late at night. But that, I think, is the threshold. So what it'll do is it'll, you know, it's almost like drawing two lines, and then the volume is doing this, and it'll go no further than this line, no further than this line, that kind of stuff, using it as an example as lines. So I learned all that and stuff, and then I did a 3-band equalizer, and I'm trying to make it radio, so it's a lot of midtones, lots of low tones, and I do have a kind of a clicky voice in like P's and T's and stuff. And I don't like that noise, especially when you're listening through cheap headphones or laptop microphones, where it's all, hey, like that. So that's why I dropped the high. The limiter, I don't know what that does. Expander, I've forgotten what that does. I think that gives it more of a. I don't know. I saw a video and it told, you know, I followed their instructions, and then this one as well, which is something you download, and it's a dynamic equalizer. And so you see all these little dots, little islands, so you can move around. And this is your low end, this is your high end, so you can kind of mess around with it and make it blah, blah, blah. So I've got it where it is. And I kind of like it. Again, I don't like that this peaks into the red, but if I go to gain and turn my gain down, which I'm not going to do, then it also brings this down, so it removes a bit of the fullness. So I think this is just, it's almost like the sadomasochistic level, where it's just creating a little bit of pain by going to red slightly in the pre-audio, but not enough to make it uncomfortable. Anyway, enough of that. You probably just want to watch Backgammon, don't you? But yeah, that's it. And then I've got Premiere. This is something I worked on today. This is Premiere CS6, so it doesn't have any of the AI or anything like that. And I like it because of that reason, because that's why I liked SLR film photography as opposed to digital photography, because it's simple. You have the film speed, so you have your ASA or your ISO, it's the same thing, how sensitive your film is to light, the size of your iris, and the shutter speed, and that's basically it. And then you have to what do I want this photograph to do, and you have those three elements and what they do with each other. And with digital, I had a friend of mine who bought a camera and then he just cranked everything up to 11, and they took a photograph of a tree and said, well, why do you take a photograph of that tree? Oh, it looks nice. And it's like, but what drive did you have? What did it awe you? Did you look at the tree? Oh my god, that's amazing. No, it just looks good when I take a photograph. And that's what a lot of people do nowadays. And even I've got like some Canon cameras, and I put everything natural, and so when I take a photograph and show it to people, they're expecting something all rich and full, and it's just an image of the thing I've just taken. They're like, because my idea is it's the image itself that I'm trying to capture, not what I can do with it. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes I do, mess around with stuff just to see what I can do, but to me, it's just weird when you take a photograph of something. You're taking a photograph of that moment and everything that is there in that time as you see it, not something that you can crank up to 11. That's just me anyway. Anyway, that's it. I'm done. I'm rambling again, man. So that's me, Backgammon. And right, let's go ahead and shut this down and get some editing done. Right, thank you so much. Okay, there we go. Go ahead and close that. Put this up here. And you look after yourself. And remember to look at the sky more often.